Good morning, second grade friends. As you saw in the first video, we're going to talk about energy this week. Remember, energy is power, the power that makes things go or work. And here's all of your vocabulary words that have to do with energy. Mrs. Vogelsang would love this reading story and this whole unit. Your first word is electricity. For example, the lights need electricity to work. Pretty much most things in your house need electricity to work. Let's take a look at the definition. We'll do the definition first. Electricity is the energy that flows through wires and makes lights and machines work. And here's an example.
Electricity. Electricity is the energy that flows through wires and makes lights and machines work.
Every time you plug something into the wall, that's going to be powered by electricity. All right. Here's our next word, and I've already used it a couple times. It's energy. Energy has a soft G sound that sounds like a J because it's followed by a Y. Whenever a G is followed by an E, I, or a Y, you learned in phonics class that it sounds like J. It's also got a combination ER. And it's a vowel, consonant, vowel pattern, which you know we usually divide right between the first vowel and consonant, which makes that first vowel a long sound energy, and that doesn't really make sense. So that's where this word breaks the rule a little bit, but otherwise it's a pretty fair word, energy. It takes a lot of energy to power all the computers in our school, and that's very true. Lots of plugs on the computer carts in the hallway, right? And starting with the definition, energy is power that is produced to make machines work or provide heat. Okay, sometimes we have heat in the winter, or your oven has heat, and energy helps power that. And here's your example of all these computers these kiddos are using in class. This next word is flows. Flows. For example, the water flows from the tap into the sink. Flows, just like water can flow in the ocean. And we'll start with the definition again. When a liquid flows, it moves in a steady stream, like in a river, like Mrs. Reeves taught us in social studies.
Flows. When a liquid flows, it moves in a steady stream.
All right. When you have your iPad being powered or plugged in, you're not going to want it to go strong, then stop, then go strong, then stop, then go strong and stop. You want the energy to flow at a steady pace so your whatever it is you're using continues to work and not pause or die in between. So flows is important with electricity. Here's this next word. It's got A-U, aw, like faucet. This word is haul. Dump trucks haul away big rocks. The definition of haul: if you haul something heavy, you carry it. So if you're carrying your pencil to your desk, that's not haul. But if you have a book bag full of lots of things, like we did on that last day, your school box, your workbooks, textbooks, you had to haul that all to the bus. That was pretty heavy. All right, just so you know, we're in the small textbook. I should have said earlier, on page 418, so you can always refer to this page whenever looking at the vocabulary words. The pictures kind of remind you what the word means. If you want the definitions, you're going to look in your large reading textbook in the back in the glossary, which is like a small dictionary. They're all in alphabetical order in there. Here's your next word. I see combination ER. This is power. Power. Some of you have driven around, I think Van Wert and Fort Wayne have a lot of windmills. The windmills use wind to make power for your homes. Okay, so power can be created in different ways, and one of those ways is wind. Let's take a look at the definition. Power is any kind of energy that can be used to make lights and machines work. Okay, so there's lots of different kinds of energy. Energy is the power that makes things work. Wind is one way to make that power part of energy. Okay?
Power. Power is any kind of energy that can be used to make lights and machines work.
I think it's pretty cool that there's a lot of cities and towns around here that use wind. Wind is a free resource that our earth gives us. Why not use it to help power things in our homes? All right, this next word is silent. I know the I is long because I see a pattern. Vowel, consonant, vowel. It does follow the rule on this one. Silent. The classroom was silent, which doesn't happen very often. I sometimes feel like if you have a silent classroom, there's not much learning going on. But silent is important when listening, I suppose. Now, silent is a little different than quiet. Quiet whispering is not silent. It's the absence of sound. Let's see if the definition matches what I just told you. Something that is silent is not making any sound. Right. And probably this would be a good example of when it is silent in our classroom, except I have music going. The classroom is silent. It looks like they're doing a test. Being perfectly quiet is something that makes me uncomfortable, but that's just me. Solar. Solar. This is AR like dollar. Solar. This solar oven uses light from the sun to cook food. Okay? Let's take a look at the definition of solar. If something is solar, it is related to or caused by the sun. Anything to do with the sun is solar. Let me give you a minute to take a look at this contraption. This is a bunch of mirrors that reflects the sun's energy and the sunlight onto. This is a skillet. Took me a while to figure out what this was, like on the oven. And it is cooking just from the sun's energy. It's not plugged in anywhere. Mrs. Friesner showed me one time last year. You take foil, aluminum foil, and you can wrap up graham crackers and marshmallows and chocolate, wrap it up and put it in the sunshine, and it will make a great s'more just using the solar energy from the sun. That'll be a fun thing to do while you're at home this week. All right, and here's the last word. It's a compound word. I see the word under, and I see the word ground. Ground. It's underground. Prairie dogs live underground. We read that story about prairie dogs and how they were watchdogs. Something that is underground is beneath the surface of the earth. All right. You can see how cute he is. Well, that's all of your vocabulary words. So, one more time, I want you to repeat after me. Electricity. Good. Energy. Flows. My voice is going out. Hall. Repeat. Good. Power. Silent. Repeat. Solar. And underground. I'm going to ask you a few questions about your words real quickly. Which one of these words is a compound word? Compound word. Good, it's underground. Okay, which ones of these words have two syllables? Remember what a syllable is. It is the vowel sounds, okay? Now a vowel digraph has two vowels in it, but it only has one sound. So it's got to have two vowel sounds. Clap it out if you need to. There's three of them. All right, the first one is power. The next one is silent. And the last one is solar. If you have Go Noodle, go to Clap It Out, and it's a great syllables song, one of my favorites. I think that's all I'm going to talk to you about, but go ahead and anytime you're struggling with vocabulary or you're doing the vocabulary worksheet, take a look at this video. It'll be on the YouTube channel. Thanks, guys.